Sinema, you are friends with her opponent, friend of the
And
pod. He's been on the podcast
used to be friendly with Cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in trouble, it seems. There's a new poll out that shows that she has a net favorability of negative 23, not great.
No.
And this is from a public policy polling, and says that she would lose badly in any potential matchup in November, and is basically unpopular with everybody. And it shows that just 27% of voters in the state view her favorably and want her to run again, compared to 50% who view her unfavorably and 54% who say she shouldn't run again. Gallego, her Democratic opponent and likely Democratic challenger, has a net positive favorability with 39% of voters approving of him and 28% disapproving. So basically a lot left for Gallego to tell his story to the voters one way or the other. Whereas it seems like people have an impression of Sinema over there in the great state of Arizona.
Yeah, it just goes to show you that you can do all you want to make your Republican colleagues in the Senate like you, and try and triangulate all sorts of different things and capitulate and everything. But voters on both sides of the aisle don't actually respect that, right? So obviously you're going to make the Democrats mad because they're like, you screwed us. And then you think, well, hey, but now I have all these Republican friends, and the Republican friends are like, yeah, we don't trust you because we don't believe you about any of these things. We just think you're doing it to get our vote, right? And then you're like, well, but independents are like, yeah, we're independent because we like actually believe in, like, we don't like politicians. I mean, that's like why we're independent. And like, you seem like more of a politician than any of the politicians. And I think clearly this poll, getting as much play as it has to do with a fair amount of people, probably Ruben's campaign, chief among them, who just want her to just go away and just not run and just give it up and head to the corporate boards and the lobbying contract or whatever she's got in mind and like move on, go into the sunset so we can have a regular old Democratic versus Republican race in Arizona.
Yeah. But it's also worth mentioning another depressing stat. February 2023, Manchin was 24 points behind his GOP rival, the governor, Justice. Not looking good for him there. Now, we've talked about this before. I don't treat Manchin and Sinema the same. I think that Manchin is literally the only human being who could win for us in West Virginia, and therefore his behavior to me is like, we can critique it. We have critiqued it, but it's different. And his standing within the party, I think, is different. He also is a Democrat. He still hasn't walked away from that label.
He's still a Democrat, like in a much harder state. And to be honest, like, Joe Manchin has been like a centrist for like ever. Like, I mean, it's not, he didn't just discover it.
The center has moved, but he hasn't.
Exactly. I used to say about a Democrat that will go unnamed. I used to refer to the person as a progressive Democrat who stopped progressing in 1992. And I just think that's probably a decent explanation of Joe Manchin. And like, I don't agree with that, but I do respect it more than somebody who seems to have just gotten themselves all pretzeled chasing after
private equity money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that's not great. That's two races where we've got, I mean, if we emerge with Gallego, great. Although the presence of Sinema could just cause trouble generally. And there's all sorts of shenanigans that can happen there. West Virginia looks really bad. And then we've got Tester. I mean, this is a tough map for us. We got Sherrod Brown. So this is going to be tough. But, we outperformed last time. Who knows what will happen this time?